Back here at Media Row Super Bowl week, my guest here, Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State University. Good having you here, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
So, is this kind of your first taste of the NFL, as it were, since you did, obviously with Penn State going to the playoffs, didn't do the Shrine of their Senior. So, with this first taste, what do you think of it so far?
Yeah, this is the first big event that's NFL ran, and there's a lot going on, but it's first time in New Orleans, so it's cool seeing this city and meeting a lot of cool people. So it's been fun.
It also is part of what a lot of guys tell me is a very busy year. I mean, I was talking with a couple of guys last week saying, it's almost like there's not really an off season when you go into this process. So for you, especially going deep into the playoff and now transitioning to combine prep, pro day prep, like what's the process like for you as far as the schedule you have to keep?
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty busy, and it's not really time to decompress because you got to get right into it. But I think for me, kind of just looking around and understand where I'm at and the opportunity I have to be in this situation is really, really special. So trying to remember that while you're doing all this, and it is a bit of a grind, but everybody has to do it, and it's part of the kind of the area I'm in and the situation I'm in. So just enjoying it and understanding kind of what I'm doing.
Are you already looking at what teams' needs might be? Because, I mean, obviously the buzz is first-round pick, and so in your position you might be able to narrow down the possible teams to maybe a dozen or so, perhaps.
Yeah, honestly, personally, I haven't gotten into it too much. I've just been kind of focused on training and getting my body right. But yeah, when that time comes, that will be a conversation. But right now, I've just been focused on the training and all that stuff.
What's your focus training-wise to get ready for the combine?
Honestly, the biggest thing for me has been the nutrition and taking care of my body. I think I have some extra time now when it's all focused on this one thing. So being able to stick to the meal plan that's given to me and taking care of my body and making sure everything's feeling as good as possible after such a long college season, longest that it's ever been, really. So that's kind of been the biggest thing for me.
Is the meal plan making you give anything up that you like?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't no desserts, haven't been eating any desserts. Obviously you're gonna miss some cheeseburgers and stuff like that here and there, but no, it's been really good, and I've enjoyed the process so far.
So part of the process is going to be sitting down with teams. They'll throw a lot of things at you, but one thing I like to ask of guys is, like, if a team asks what you do well, to kind of sell yourself, but also say, what do you need to work on to succeed as you get to the next level? What would you tell them if they asked you that combination of questions?
I think kind of what I try and do as a tight end is fill whatever needs, within the offense that's needed. I think that's the fun part about playing tight end is you get to do a little bit of everything, blocking, running the ball, catching passes, stuff like that. And then, really just the fundamentals is always going to be something that you can get better at because, there's a lot of stuff you watch during the game, but a lot of it's, one step here, one hand placement there. So stuff like that is really just honing in on that and making sure I'm as technical as I can possibly be because the margin of error is so small. So I think that's a really big, important part of it.
When you stay home in pass pro, how do you counter an edge who's got a lot of speed and can try to beat you outside?
Yeah, I think you could let him try and go outside and know that's where he wants to go, or get on him quick. And as a tight end, you have sometimes the athletic upper hand, so kind of playing in space can be your friend. So getting on them early, I think, is a way to help with that.
How much do you like playing in space? Not that you don't like being in line, but being that tight end that can operate out there in that move position.
Yeah, I think really whatever is asked me, right? If it is lining up outside, putting your hand in the dirt, lining up in the backfield, out wide. So that's kind of the fun part about it, and make you bring a lot of value as a tight end and being able to do a lot of different things for an offense.
When you get into this process, one thing I hear from tight ends at the next level is it's a little bit more challenging than some other positions because it's almost like you've got to master three disciplines at the next level. It's pass pro, run block, and being a pass catcher. So, for you, how do you see that adjustment going in terms of maybe I'll get one thing down at an NFL level, but then I've got to work on the other a little bit more over time?
Yeah, it's a challenge. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know, you're playing talented guys like that. It's going to be a challenge every week. But I think playing at a place like Penn State
Yeah.
and the way they use their tight ends and kind of the way we're developed, I think, you know, it will help me getting ready for that. Obviously, there'll still be a lot more work to do and a lot of stuff to get better at. But I think being at a place like Penn State will really, you know, help me and being a well-rounded tight end.
What were the most important things you learned at Penn State for your career going forward?
Say probably, you know, there at least you weren't going to catch a pass before you couldn't block a DN. So that's kind of always, you know, our mentality at Penn State was, you know, it starts in the run game, and if you want to, you know, catch the passes and score touchdowns, you're going to have to do the dirty work first. So I think, you know, just trusting the process and knowing what you're good at, right? Not trying to do stuff that doesn't fit your role, your personality as a football player, and knowing what's gotten you to this point. So trusting yourself and doing what works best for you.
Now, watching you, though, it didn't seem like there was a lot that you weren't good at, especially this past year. But, like, what do you think is, like, the one area that you want to improve the most?
I mean, I'm always going to start off with run blocking just because that's kind of always the thing, and it seems like a simple task, just, you know, run into somebody and move them, but there's a lot of technical stuff that goes into it. So I think that's always going to be my answer, and you know, I know that's a big deal when you do have a tight end that can add an extra gap and run schemes like that. So I think that's always going to be my go-to answer, and what I want to get better at is being able to run block.
One thing I've heard from the Broncos general manager, George Payton specifically, because I'm in Denver, is like the importance of like football character, that they're looking for players who aren't just skilled, obviously, but they're good in the locker room, they fit. And so, like, how do you kind of convey that to teams? Because everyone really wants to find not only a talented player, but one who, you know, checks all the intangible boxes that aren't there on film.
Yeah, I think that kind of a way I can express that, I guess, is kind of understand why I love football, and it's really not because I get to play by myself, it's because I get to play with 10 other guys. You're on offense, and you're around a team, and that's kind of what really makes the game special to me. Is you can't go out there and do it by yourself. You need the guy next to you. You got to play for the, you know, man to the left and right of you. So I think that's really what draws me to football and why I love it so much.
Way back, what appealed about that to you compared to, say, individual sports?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, you could do it by yourself, or you could do it with your friends and your guys that you build relationships with, and you know, it's that much more when you win and you get to enjoy it with the guys around you. And there's not, you know, there's no better feeling than you do something for somebody else and it works and the play works out, right? And you get that, you know, gratitude, and you get to go celebrate with the guys and you took a part in that. And I think it's awesome. What
are your goals for your first year in the NFL?
I just want to, you know, be able to play in the NFL, get selected to a team, and just do whatever is asked of me from week to week, and make sure I'm doing whatever I can to make the offense and the team win.
That's exactly what coaches would want to hear, you know. Like, you don't have any numbers in mind, like, oh, I'd like to get, like, you know, 700 yards as a rookie or something like that. That's not something you think about a lot?
No, I mean, that comes with the game when you're playing it, but like I said, the reason I play is for the team, and that's what makes it fun for me and why I really enjoy it.
And finally, you know, for Denver, like, for Denver fans watching, if the Broncos draft Tyler Warren, what type of person would be coming to Denver, like, for fans who are watching this?
Just, you know, a great teammate who's always looking out for his teammates, and, you know, try and treat everybody, you know, the way I'd like to be treated, and treat everybody with respect. And that's just kind of, as you know, it's not too complicated. It's just kind of how I roll and kind of how I try and carry myself.
Just be a good human being then, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, Tyler Warren, Penn State. You'll be hearing a lot about him over the next few months. Appreciate your time, Tyler.
Yes,
good to meet
Thank you.
All right, take care.